The automobile is the most romantic of all machines. Romantic because it is personal, and it delivers people to places they want to go in a style they have come to enjoy, presently and nostalgically. An automobile is a vehicle that must contain a driver, passengers, and cargo. It includes a power source, the controls to guide the vehicle, and the wheels upon which it rides. Throughout the history of the automobile, the space allotted to these components has changed to accommodate shifts in buyer needs and desires. But where did it all start?
The automobile. From transportation to cult object, this four-wheeled vehicle has been changing and shaping the lives of entire generations over the last 120 years. Whether the means of transport or a status symbol, the dream of freedom and mobility became real thanks to the vision of one man, Carl Benz. Carl Friedrich Benz was born in 1844 in Baden-Mühlberg, Germany. He was the son of an engine driver. Benz began his work on a two-stroke engine in hopes of finding a new income. He received his first patent in 1879. In 1883, he founded Benz & Company to produce industrial engines in Mannheim, Germany. He then began designing a motor carriage. In 1885, German mechanical engineer Carl Benz designed and built the world's first practical automobile to be powered by an internal combustion engine. On January 29, 1886, Benz received the first patent for a gas-fueled car. It was a three-wheeler car. Benz built his first four-wheeled car in 1891. Benz & Company, started by the inventor, became the world's largest manufacturing company of automobiles by the 1900s.
Many believe that Henry Ford invented the automobile. He didn't, but it's a popular misconception. It's a tribute to the man who made owning a car possible for millions. A vast organization sprang from his desire to make automobiles for the great multitude. But one car stands above the rest. The car that made it all possible, the Model T.
Model T is an automobile that was produced by Henry Ford's Ford Motor Company from October 1st, 1908 to May 27th, 1927. It is generally regarded as the first affordable automobile, the car that opened travel to the common middle-class American. Some of this was because Ford's efficient fabrication, including assembly line production, instead of individual handcrafting. The Ford Model T was named world's most influential car of the 20th century in an international poll. Designed to appeal to the masses, it was light, fast, and strong. Henry had found and used vanadium steel within the Model T, which was much stronger than any other steel available at that time. Also, all Model Ts were painted black because the paint color dried the fastest. Since the Model T quickly became so popular that it was selling faster than Ford could manufacture them, Ford's assembly lines significantly cut the time and thus cost of manufacturing each car. Ford passed on the savings to the customer. Although the first Model T was sold for $850, the price eventually dropped to $300. Ford produced the Model T from 1908 until 1927, building 15 million cars. In 1913, Ford added a motorized assembly line in the plant. The motorized conveyor belts moved the cars to the workers, who would now each add one part to the car as the car passed them. In simple terms, the Model T changed the world. It was a powerful car with a possible speed of 45 miles per hour. It could run 25 miles on a gallon of gasoline. It carried a 20 horsepower side-valve 4-cylinder engine and a 2-speed planetary transmission on a 100-inch wheelbase. Important to the long-term success of the Model T was Childe Harold Wills' experimentation with the properties of vanadium steel, which resulted in the lightness and durability that was an important trademark of the Model T. The changes, though, were not enough to keep the Model T competitive, and Henry Ford finally decided it was time to cease production. After producing more than 15 million Model Ts, the assembly line stopped in May 1927. 5 months later, on October 27, Ford Motor Company entered a new era as the first Model A rolled off the line at the Rouge Assembly Plant in Dearborn, Michigan. As the 20th century drew to a close, the Model T's global significance was formally recognized and honored. An international jury of automotive journalists and other experts were elected the Ford Model T as the winner of the coveted Car of the Century Award. The Ford Model T was selected for the significant innovation it represented in its day, as well as its design and its impact on both the auto industry and the society itself. As of 2008, 100 years after Ford Motor Company's Model T changed the world by making personal transportation affordable, the Tin Lizzie is still regarded as a major influence in human history. Compared to the cars in the 19th century, it would have never been the same as it is now than it was then. With the new technology we have and new body styles, manufacturers make the car look like a dream car. There are ups and downs to the car industry right now, and a lot has to do with money. Yeah, a person can buy a cheap car that still runs, or they can buy a multi-million-dollar dream car that will be shown in the video coming right next. Cars in these videos are top of the line cars. They can't get any better. Since the industry makes more money, that money goes and gets spent on more expensive materials used to make the cars. Now, since the society isn't fair, prices are really expensive. There are cars for $5,000 to cars that can go up to millions of dollars. The most expensive car ever bought was a $43 million car. It all matters on how much money you spend in a car. What matters to people is quality, and they are willing to pay that whether it is a luxurious car or even a sports car. Cars would have never looked like that back in the 19th century, 20th century, or early 21st century, thanks to our improvements on technology and advancements in the automobile. Cars are so popular to everyone that it is a hobby to them to sponsor companies and be representatives for them. There are jobs for people who just travel around the world to take photos of cars and videos. It is a passion to some people to make a change in the automobile industry through art. As the car industry improves, the more new technology and features are being created by manufacturers to make the perfect and unbelievable cars for the future ahead of us. Automobile affected society by unifying the population. Prior to the invention of the automobile, people rarely traveled outside of their communities. But with the automobile, people could travel farther than they ever had before, allowing them to share and exchange ideas, trends, and information. Automobiles' impact on American life is everywhere, for the car is much more than means of traveling from one place to another. The automobile started as an idea and now created a dream and motivation for people. The automobile brings a society positivity because it makes travel easier for people and it helps people move from point A to point B 10 times easier when they just had a horse carriage. Bringing the automobile to the society didn't just make it easier for people, but it helped people look for jobs, and it helps the economy for when we have to fill up our tanks $80 worth. From the 19th century to the 21st century, the car has evolved around us, bringing us new technology and new advancements in the automobile industry.